Should probably unmute everything first.
Sweet. Alright. Got
Okay,
the stream turned
let me go through
on.
this now.
Got Discord
Whoa,
up.
Rocco, I am. I am playing some D&D.
I know, I was like,
Let's see,
whoa.
Stick Gamer. Oh, yo. I love D&D. Hydrate. What's up, Chieftain?
Alright. I had Megan's stream up, and so even though she was muted, I was still hearing her, and I was like, you didn't mute, dude. And then I was like, oh, wait, never mind. You did mute. I just got you open still. Oh, dude, I'm so tired, Tavo. How are you doing? Oh, he's not in chat, is he?
No, he's not. He's just hanging out.
Oh. But yeah, Tavo and I, and we had a ton of people on ARC yesterday once we got the server, and then we had to like reset the server and everything, and we got it done, and then we started playing, and oh, I'm so tired.
I saw you guys on.
Hey, there they are.
Yep.
Guessing Megan is still muted. Oh,
Oh, I forgot I was on push to talk for a minute, and then you guys were just talking, and I didn't want to interrupt.
nice. Tavo, I was just saying to Charles that we were playing ARC pretty late, and because originally I was like, Tavo, how are you doing? I'm super tired, and then I realized you weren't even in chat.
Oh, it's funny. Sorry.
How dare you
Yeah.
not be in chat? Yeah.
I'm the worst.
But yeah.
Yeah.
ARC is gonna be the death of me. I don't want to do anything else.
I know, me too.
Alright. So if you guys see in front of you, there is the token of each of your guys. You each have different backgrounds. It should fit in a square perfectly. So you can see it fits in.
Oh, I do. I see myself.
That's right. And if you hover over it, it actually has your name because they're named for each of you.
Why is my named Lelviolas?
That's not yours.
Nice.
Oh, that looks like me.
You guys look very similar. He's basically you without the leaves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I do have leaves, don't I? Well, where am I?
Right in front of you, dude.
Look. Yeah.
I'm on the
Yeah,
wrong
I
side of
see
the
it.
board. Just kidding. I went with the auto start where it like logs you into the game, and I was starting right where Tavo is.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I was like, what?
All right.
Chill by the fire.
Apparently, our other sister who lives in Texas, it's snowing for her right now, and I was like, what the heck?
I want snow. I'm so jealous.
Yo, so can you move my icon because it's not letting me move it? Oh, maybe because I had to pick my color. It's so weird that you have to pick your color the first, every time, but I guess it makes sense with tabletop, but it's just like weird that.
Yeah, I tried to look in a way to save it, but it was like the only way I could do it is disable choosing, but then I think that's just going to make it so no one has a color. I have to play around with more settings.
That way you'd have to just like auto select for us. Yeah. No, that was fine, Tavo.
Oh, is it? I'm just goofing off. Sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, I would just put them on here to show the example of they fit in the grids. But yeah, so you guys can keep track of those. That way you have your tokens. So those are all done. The rest of the stuff, obviously, we went through last time, so you guys set it up however you want. So
Question, Rocco, before you get started, did you ever figure out the music situation, or do I need to put up music in the background for myself?
If you want music, you have to put it in the background. I looked up a bunch of them, but they weren't. They were like free to use, but they weren't free to download, and you have to download them to put music in here.
Weird.
I didn't really feel like paying for like $12 for some music for this, so.
Not dedicated.
Nah, I feel you.
Just kidding.
But yeah, cool. So we shall go ahead and get started. You guys obviously each have all of your characters there. As I said, we are starting. This time I actually have my notes because I remembered to save last time. So you guys are going to be starting, as I said last time, there is a small kind of a island inside of a kind of surrounded by a giant lake. Think kind of crater lake over here in the Argene Empire where you guys are starting. the mayor of the town has been sending out couriers requesting kind of adventurers to come help him with a problem, though it never elaborates what the problem is. So he just kind of says that the pay will be well, and basically the location of where you guys are heading. So the only way to get to this city is by ferry or boat. You guys, for one reason or another, whether you came due to the letters or came to here for another reason, you guys are the last 3 on the last boat for the night, just before nightfall. So you guys, basically, it's called Golden Lake, the lake around this island. The town that you guys are heading to is called Mythill. So you guys are on the last ferry before they close for the night, so it's kind of dusk when you guys, or I guess not really dusk, but more like sundown when you guys are arriving here. So the 3 of you guys are here on a little ferry with the ferryman, who is obviously ferrying the boat over. He's a fairly quiet human, doesn't really say much, just kind of took your guys' passage from one side to the other. It does take
Question. Just game-wise, did we have to pay for our fare? Do I need to take some kind of fare out of my gold, or is that just kind of all like before game stuff? Like we're just not counting any of that?
No, they aren't. They are not charging for the ferries right now, knowing that they're asking for people to come over.
Cool.
So yep. So you guys are on the last ferry for the night. It does take a couple hours to get across this lake here. As I said, you 3 are the only 3 on there. What are you guys doing as you guys are just kind of on this boat as a little bit time's passing? Are you guys, what are each of you doing?
I'm on a boat and it's going fast, and I'm just kidding.
Do you perhaps have an Afghan that is like nautical themed?
Yeah, how'd you know?
I have eyes. I can see it. I can just picture it with my mind, and it just seemed like the type of thing you would have.
Well,
yeah.
Me. For some reason, my notes just all of a sudden went blank, and I was like, No,
not again.
Then I exited out and went back in, and it was fine. But it's like it goes to sleep if you're not in it for so long.
So my notes they didn't save at all. I definitely had like my proficiencies and stuff saved into my blue section.
Ooh, my notes didn't save either.
That's so weird, because when I looked in the blue when we were doing all of this, because I typed in just gibberish to mess around in your blue one, and nothing ever overrode it or anything like that.
Yeah, so before we left last game, I put in here in the notes section that, like in the actual notebook itself, not down here in the notes section, right. I had notes like proficient in this, and this, and this, and that, and this is my background and stuff, and none of that saved.
Yeah, that's what
saved.
Mine didn't. That's weird.
Yeah.
So do we do notes on the notes pad then, please? Because I see Charles saved. Or do I just need to do this in a Google Docs or something?
Well, it's weird to me that Charles saved and mine saved correctly this time, but your guys just didn't save.
My issue here being I don't want to start taking notes on this in the chance that they'll save.
Yeah, I mean, you can use whatever you want to do it. This is just an option for you.
Okay.
I don't know why it's doing that. Charles, did you save also, or did you just let me save when I did mine?
Pretty sure I let you save.
Were we supposed to save our own notes? Because I don't know how to do that.
No. I was just asking in case that was what caused it. But if you didn't save, then I have no idea why I would do it. So just type something in in one of your guys' notes here. Then I want to look and see if it pops up.
Are notes on our table or notes in the notebook? Because notes in the notebook is where I left my notes.
Right, notes in the notebook. I don't care at all about the ones on the table.
I started writing.
Yeah, I see yours starting on.
Type something in there.
What color are you? Red.
Red and
so
now it's
blue.
Gone. What the heck?
I left the notes in the notebook on blue. I exited out of it. I popped back into it. It's still there, but it did that for me last time, right? And then when I just log back into this game altogether, it's just nope, it's gone now.
Click inside of it.
Oh, now it says it, but
yeah.
So when I came back to notes in the notebook, it was weird because there was a bunch of gibberish in there and not my notes. So I thought maybe someone was just messing around. I don't really know what's going on.
I mean, I wrote the gibberish, but there was nothing in there when I wrote it. I don't know.
It was whack.
I don't know. You can use whatever you want.
I had a man to speak to a manager. Let's do it.
Okay,
But-
Karen, calm down.
Well, I mean, Tavo is a manager,
just kidding.
so you can
Oh,
talk.
wow.
to him.
Tavo, could I have a moment of your time, please, sir? Sir?
Yes,
sir?
yes. Let's step into my office.
Thank
What
you.
can I help you with?
Okay, but should I just make like a group thing, like Isaac did with the group note thing on Google Docs, or
That's fine.
okay?
Yeah, however you guys want to do it.
I got dual screens, so I can do this.
All right, I don't.
You don't have
Time
dual
to
screens, dude?
invest.
That surprises me. With all the other
Um,
crap you had, that giant table and everything.
I had a triple screen set up at one point, and then I've changed a lot of the stuff. I will be getting a dual setup again, but basically I had a second computer in here, which took my second monitor, but it is currently out of commission because I used it as a chair. And
You used your computer as a chair.
not like a chair, but just something to sit on for a little bit. And
Like one does,
So like a
obviously.
chair.
Yep.
so like a chair. The components are fine. It's just the case got like when. Oh my god! I
Because someone
stood
sat
up.
on it.
Yeah, I did. That's what I'm saying. And I just really bent the case, and I could plug it all back in, but no one's using it. There's no point, so I just left it as it is. That's why I'll be getting the second monitor back. That's the point of the story.
Got it.
Noted. What's today's date?
Uh,
10th?
the 10th.
Are you sure about that, Tavo?
Well, I also
Yes.
said it
You are correct.
hesitantly because I was like, is she asking for in real life? Like, I don't know.
That's
what
why I
she's
said
looking
it.
for.
No, I'm asking for clarification on our historical accuracy timeline stuff.
That's right.
All right, sorry, I'm good. I've got my notes set up going on here. We can go and get back started. I've got the Google Docs thing.
I like it, a duck.
All right, cool. So yeah, so it goes back to my question: what are you guys doing on the ferry as you guys are being taken over?
I am just leaning against a rail, looking out, enjoying the view of the night sky over the water.
Cool.
I'm-
So I will go and when you say it's okay, wait, hold on. I'm just trying to get a better look at the map real quickly. Can you point us again from where we are to where we're going?
So you guys are on that red marker.
Oh, okay. So we're just traveling up this river kind of area. So
Yeah,
kind of like
the
I'm thinking. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just say like the Crater Lake area itself isn't on this map because it doesn't really show lakes well.
No, that's fair.
But you guys are basically, and plus the marker can only go on grids, like a grid movement.
Got it.
So, but you
No,
guys
that's
are
fine.
in the rough area of where that is.
So, okay, so it's like a Crater Lake situation. So I'll just kind of be looking around, looking at the kind of trees in the distance, looking at in the water, see if I can spot any kind of cool looking fish. Do nature things, druidy type things, if you will.
All right. So both of the elves so far are like staring off into the water and stuff and the trees.
Doing elf things.
Yeah,
Elf things. Hashtag elf things.
basically. All right. And
It's a new
Charles?
hashtag.
I'm gonna be just sitting on one of the benches, not looking at the water.
Cool. And then
Wow.
do each of the three of you guys just want to describe your characters real quick? You don't have to like introduce yourselves to each other or anything, but just go over like what you look like so we're all aware of kind of what we're seeing here.
So
Okay.
I look like an elf,
Ooh,
Wow.
with a fancy scarf.
with a fancy scarf. Actually, I don't think I did a scarf on mine.
But then how do you have the
Mine-
Afghan? I'm so confused.
Mine looks like a red tiefling with horns and a beard with red eyes.
I find the way you say looks like suspicious.
Right.
Right.
you
I look
not a
like
red
tiefling.
It seems to
be,
be.
who
I'm
knows?
sorry. That's the right D&D lingo, right?
That's right.
It seems to
Seems
be.
like it.
It appears that.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, my character is
I'm curious, what season is it right now?
What the heck? Who touched the calendar?
Not me.
No. Does that one not save either?
Oh, it was fine literally like 30 seconds ago because I just looked at it, and now I came back and like it's all funky again.
The case
Weird.
of the change of calendar dates.
No,
take it.
it did the thing again.
I think I realized what's happening. When this was created, the images for the calendar weren't saved on the cloud. So when it tries to
Oh,
download it, like boots it.
that's annoying.
So yeah, super cool. As far as the summer or the season, it's like springtime.
We can
Okay.
make new.
Hmm?
Sorry, I got distracted there. We can make like new images to put in as game objects.
Yeah, I
Um,
just don't have them right now.
But yes, I am a smallish elf woman with blonde hair, little leaf tiara, if you will. Not an actual tiara, but like leaf headband.
Sweet. And then are each of you guys wearing like armor of some sort, or just clothes, or
I'm naked.
just a naked elf
Excellent.
standing at the bow of a ship?
I'm just
Button
bent
in the
over the
wind.
rails. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have wood or not wood armor. Light armor. I mean,
Yeah, I'm wearing leather armor.
I
I
have.
assume by your light armor you also mean leather armor.
didn't he say leather armor?
Yeah, he did. I meant you because you just said I have light armor.
I thought I said leather armor.
You said
Well,
light.
That's fine. I
I
figured
got
that was the
that
case, but
that leather armor there.
all right.
By the way, just to be a little more specific, my elf looks kind of green tone to it with like little flowers growing around him because it's springtime. The little buds coming out. Because I
Out
can
of
do
him.
that. Yeah, because
Cute.
that's
Oh,
me.
that's right. You're an Eladrin, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
Like out of his hair.
I
Not
like
so much him, but his hair.
right. So
All
yeah,
right. So hearing this, then I'm gonna be looking at the surrounding trees. But when it gets like, when you get like closer to Crater Lake and you can't see much of the land before you, but you're not quite visible of the land in front of you, and I can't really see if it's nighttime.
for
Fish in the
reference,
water.
that's what a spring eldrin the picture of one looks like, just to get an idea. I put it in Discord. Anyways, continue.
That's what I look like then.
Yes. As soon as I see that, I'm gonna be eyeballing this dude. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, this guy's made of plants. Let me get in on that action.
Oh my god.
I'll just like be eyeballing him at a distance, but like not very. I guess not very inconspicuously. I'll be looking at things. I'll be like, oh shit, no more trees around. I see a tree guy. I'm gonna just looking at this guy and very like obviously looking at this guy. I don't know if he notices or not, but I'm sure other people do.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking anywhere in the boat.
He's too busy staring off. And then Charles, what did you say as far as your guy is wearing?
I didn't.
Oh,
He's wearing chainmail.
nice. So a more heavily armed tiefling, and you've got two little elves staring off into space.
One of them got distracted with my plantiness.
That's right.
It do be like that sometimes.
Cool. So time passes. You can see the lake is relatively undisturbed as far as the surface. It's a pretty smooth surface on the lake besides the wake of the actual ferry that you guys are on, so it's pretty reflective of the moon and stars above you. As you guys pass, you see there are plentiful of different varieties of fish in the lake. You also see what seem to be kind of just quick silhouettes moving underneath the ship. Like fairly deep down, it looks like probably larger creatures that are swimming around below vision, or below view rather. The whole time this is going on, the ferryman just seems unperturbed. He's just, kind of humming under his breath, doing his job. A couple hours pass as you guys kind of are just enjoying this view. After about an hour, you guys begin to see, kind of in the middle of the lake here, the island grow larger before you. You can see that the island is quite large. It is mostly like a little bit of wilderness, but it's more of like, think of like a park. It's more of like there's trees and stuff, but there's also some structures inside of there. But as you get closer, you can see there is a decent sized city. From the size of the village, you can guess that there's probably about like 50 people that live there. Or at least that's what you would assume to be the case with how large it is. And there's also just um, some portion of the island that seems just undisturbed by any sort of buildings or anything like that. So
I like that.
as you get closer, you guys see the dock that you guys are heading to. The ferryman pulls up, goes ahead and pulls up to the side of the dock, and gestures for you guys to dismount here.
All right, get off the
And
ferry.
Dang it! I keep forgetting I'm on push to talk, and I'm over here talking. I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna wait until the little elf, like the little leaf guy, gets off, and I'm gonna like kind of follow him to see where he's going.
Oh,
Oh
little
my
elf.
gosh, a little elf. That's funny.
Yeah, their different
me, like-
variations are pretty cool.
Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys all get off there. As you get off, the ferryman gets off with you, tying his boat so it won't go too far, and begins heading to the town section of the island. You guys can see kind of to your east, from the direction you're facing, is the town. Are you guys heading to the town, or are you staying more in the outskirts of it, as it is becoming nightfall as the moon is rising?
As that's happening, I'm going to head in the direction of town, but I'm going to stay in the outskirts and look for a tree to climb and meditate on.
All right. Got a
Okay, I'm back.
You're here for a job.
Yeah, but it's
And you
late.
go meditate.
There's a long cruise.
All right.
How long was the trip over?
It's like 2.5 hours total.
Yeah, that's way too long, man. I need to meditate.
That's like a movie.
You need to get back in touch with nature after being on that boat vessel for so long.
You were looking at the ocean.
I mean, yes, but I'm more of a forest druid rather than like an water druid. So
So then, are you also just staying in the outskirts looking for trees?
yeah, I honestly like missed what was happening. So I just heard climbing in trees, and I mean, my person's definitely down for climbing in trees.
I was just asking. The ferryman tied his ferry so it wouldn't go too far, and he got off as well, heading into the town. I was saying, are you guys going in the town as well, or are you staying in the outskirts?
I'll go into the town.
Yeah, I'll find a tree that's like not too close to this guy, but like close enough that I could still be like, "Hey, what you doing?"
Gets on like the very next tree.
Yeah. No, maybe like 2 trees over because I don't know this guy.
You want to seem
Either?
clingy.
Well, I'm trying to be cautious more so. I'm very curious, but I'm also trying to be cautious because I have not been around too terribly many people yet, and some of them have not been so great. So like, I'm trying not to get like an axe to the face is what's really happening here.
Don't worry, it won't be an axe.
All right, cool. So you guys, the 2 elves, go and kind of scurry up to some trees on the outskirts of town.
What was the town's name again?
Myth Hill?
Excuse me. Yeah, Smith Hill. And then the tiefling, and until you guys introduce yourselves, I'm just referring to you by your races. The tiefling heads into town. So
Wow.
well, it's not my fault you guys don't introduce each other. I'm not giving away your names until you do. That's yours to
That's-
divulge.
That's fair.
So yeah, so the Charles, as you kind of walk into town, you see, since it's late, you can see a lot of like fires lit inside homes. You can hear kind of coming from a tavern, some people like drinking, and it sounds like there's someone singing inside. It looks like there's also a house that's probably pretty clearly the mayor's. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer than the other houses.
Fancy.
Still not like, yeah, it's still not super fancy. It basically is just like, it's just a little bigger than like the other houses there. And then it just kind of has some like carvings into the wood face itself. So what are you doing in town?
I am going to the tavern
Cool.
where all the
Alright.
drinking is.
And for the elf and the Eldrin, are you guys just like meditating in the tree? What are you guys doing?
What time is it?
Probably like 8 p.m. ish.
All right, before all that, I want to go pick a good tree for the night, make note of where I'm going back to, and then I want to kind of wander off and find some, forage for some maybe berries or some water to drink.
So I know you're an Outlander,
You
but
know it.
unrelated. Give me a survival check.
Unrelated, he says.
Oh,
Give me 1 second. I gotta figure out what my plus to that one is. Survival is +4. Okay. Hold up, guys. First roll of the new game.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Snake Tower. Or not.
You missed the tower.
Let's try that again.
Too far. Too far.
There we go. Okay. I needed to add it.
Third attempt of the new game.
So, can we go back to that 18? No, that's a +4 to that one.
All right, so 13. Cool. So you're kind of foraging for berries and such. In the light of the moonlight, as it starts kind of rising, you notice there are some faint tracks kind
Ooh.
of around some of the bushes you're looking at. It looks like 2 sets of tracks, one a little bit bigger, one smaller. Looks like fairly small creatures left the tracks. But they are a little, because it's been kind of raining, they are a little bit washed away, so it's hard to tell what kind of creature they are.
When you say smallish tracks, do you mean like smallish humanoid tracks? Like maybe some kind of like, halfling kind of size thing? Or like smallish, like
Something
maybe
like-
rabbit
More
situation?
something on like 4 legs.
I'm going to follow it.
Cool.
As best I can.
All right.
Because I
so-
heard what you said about it being washed away and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. So we got the tiefling going to the tavern. We got the elf going following the tracks. What's the Eldrin doing?
well, since the elf happened to choose a tree close to mine, I noticed the elf wandering off, and so curious, I want to follow from a distance.
Cool.
See what they're doing.
All right. So
And we've split the party.
and roll initiative. No kidding. So you guys go ahead into following the tracks for a little bit. As you are, hold on 1 second. I want to look at something real quick. Oh, hold on. Am I in the? Sometimes I forget I'm actually in the notes, so I start pressing like WASD to move around.
I
and it
hate
starts
that.
Typing it.
Mhm.
Let's see.
So while you're looking at that, I just want to point out, dude, I still love this background so much.
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
like-
pretty cool.
I'm glad you got it fixed, and then like that last time it was all wonky, and then the doors were in the bar, and then the windows were like,
See, I still don't know
on the
how the heck you saw
floor.
that because it still looked fine to me when you guys were saying that.
that was so weird, because it definitely got real wonky real quick.
What background are you talking about?
She just means the tavern one.
In game, the tavern one.
Oh, okay. Because I remember that weird tree thing we saw. I thought you were talking about that. Maybe it was supposed to be somewhere. I was missing it.
Got it.
So for the
That's outside
Eldrin,
the
are you trying to
tavern.
be stealthy, or are you just kind of following at a distance?
Well, I'm trying to be stealthy so the elf doesn't notice me.
All right, so go ahead and roll a stealth check there.
Okay, so stealth. +4. Cool. Let's see if I remember how to do this.
So you either right click and go to search to pick your specific one, or you can just drag some out. Or you can press this little button that just is like, roll d20 for me.
Cool.
Alright. 8.
And I get +4 to stealth.
So 12.
Yeah.
Alright. So as you guys are walking for a bit, following the tracks that are partially washed away, the Eldrin, as he's kind of going there, steps on a faint stick, causing a small crack, which, Dalish, you hear behind you. So you kind of hear like a twig crack behind you.
All right, so I'll turn around, and then do I see him at that point, or is he still pretty stealthy?
So you can kind of barely see him. You're to be
As
kind
long
of
as-
just. Oh, go ahead.
No, as long as I can see that it's kind of a humanoid person and like maybe an outline or something of him, I'll just kind of turn around and be like, "Shh," and go back to my like Scooby Doo, like like slinking around.
If you want to follow me, that's fine, but be quiet.
That's hilarious.
All right. So Dalish, as you like turn around and shush him, turn back, right there in your face is a deer like chewing its food, just staring at you.
Okay, I will be like, "Hello, dear. I am Willow. It is nice to make your acquaintance." I just imagine it keep like chewing. It's like,
It's just chewing.
Tree, like,
nom.
okay.
Perfect. And then looking at the tracks, you can see it was the deer you were following. It's just been like, it looks like it's probably just been wandering, eating some food.
All right, so here's the thing I'm gonna do. Right, here's the thing. Give me 1 second. I gotta pull up my notes first, or my inventory first.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm gonna jump to Charles real quick. That way we can, and then we'll bounce back here since you guys are doing this at the same time.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
So Charles, as you head to the tavern, you see the tavern is called the Excited Truffle.
Oh,
The Excited Truffle is decently packed. It's like 75% at capacity right now, non-COVID standards.
Oof.
oh shit!
Yeah, very
Am I
busy.
wearing a mask?
Right. And
Damn.
so they, as soon as you enter, you see the barkeep, who is a elf as well, at least compared to them, not obviously you. The elf kind of sees you and nods and like kind of gestures for you to come to the bar.
Okay, I approach.
Cool. He says, "Hello, friend. My name is Lumyar. How are you?"
I am good. I just got off the boat, and I am looking for work.
And he says, "It's like, yes, I had hoped that you were another adventurer coming to help us with our problems here." He's like, "Yeah, if you've come here due to that, we are offering free room and board while this is going on."
That is much appreciated. I will take you up on that offer.
Perfect. So he tosses you kind of an old copper key with a room number on it, and he says, "The rooms are upstairs. You get one free meal in the morning. Anything else will have to be paid for. But there's plenty of tables if you like to sit or drink, and you can see kind of, as I said, it's a fair amount of people in there. There's also kind of a small stage where there is a female human who's kind of singing right now, kind of just like slow, somber tunes, not tunes. I don't know why I said that. So yeah, and so what are you doing in the tavern?
What was his name so I can write it down again?
Yeah, his name was Lumyar, Lumyar.
I'm gonna ask Lumiere, where's the person who sent message of the job?
He says, that would be the mayor. He's like, he's probably in his house right now. I'm not sure if he is eating dinner or what he's doing right now, but he's probably in his house. His name's Therdar, which is Therdar.
Okay, I will make note of that, and I'll just sit out at a table and I'll relax.
Cool.
Hey.
Hey.
Real quick, sorry.
Unacceptable.
I
Never
was
interrupt me. No, I'm kidding. What's up?
okay. I was just looking at because I remade my character sheet in Roll20 just to have a different sheet just in case something went wrong with this. And I noticed I had some different things. And I went back to the player's handbook. I noticed that Outlander has some skill proficiencies. Does that mean I get those because I chose that background?
Yep.
Okay. Well then, I'll just add those real quick.
Cool.
Sorry, I just had to make sure.
No, you're fine. I don't know what the hell's going on with Adobe Reader right now. Oh, here we go. I have my PDF of my player's handbook and the DM guide over on the other screen, but for some reason it was only showing one or the other, and it kept closing the other when I tried to open it. But I just got it to work. Okay. So the Tiefling is kind of just chilling in the tavern for a bit. Going back to the Elf and the Eldrin, what are you doing, Dalish? I know you had a plan.
All right, here's what I'm doing, right? I got distracted there for a minute. I'm gonna cast some speak with the animals on myself and just chat up this deer, see what's happening in these here woods, what she knows. You know, what's the 411?
As this is happening, I'm making my way closer to them.
Okay. Just like strolling in.
All right, so
Yeah.
it's one action itself. It lasts for 10 minutes, and I don't need anything for it, BT dubs.
Cool. What are you asking the deer?
How she's doing. You know, what's the word in this area of town?
So
Bird.
as soon as you start speaking to her, she kind of looks shocked, her eyes widen a little bit, and she says, "Oh, you can speak our language."
Yes, hello, dear. I am just coming to ask, how have you been?
She's like, "Good, food good, kid here."
Hello, baby dear. I don't see you, but hello. Have you noticed anything unusual with the townspeople lately?
She says, "Nope, lots of people."
Very interesting. Okay. So how is it like living in this forest? Is it nice?
She says, "Yes, people feed me."
That's so good. I am glad they are keeping you in the good hands. Anything new about the wildlife in the areas?
She says, "Bad smells," and turns her nose to the north.
What sorts of bad smells have you been smelling towards that area?
She kind of looks at you and kind of like tilts her head. She goes, "Not good smells."
Noted. Thank you. What else is new with you?
She says, "Person talking to me."
Yes, I can see how that might be very unusual. My name is Willow Tree, and what is your name, my dear friend?
I didn't expect to give a deer a name.
Where's that generator?
She is gonna be
to give everything
right.
have a name.
Doe.
Dope.
She says, "Sally." Sally the deer.
Excellent, Sally. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to type this out with like one hand, but also holding the push to talk, but it's not working apparently.
Okay.
I'll give Tavo a second to see if he's doing anything real quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I just walking by or like towards ya, and when I get there, I like not super close, but like close enough to like know that you're conversing with it or trying to,
Speaking
because I don't know
some
that you can.
Right.
Yeah, and it's kind of like observe and just nod my head like, okay, this is happening,
All right.
and then yeah.
Is there any last creatures? Any last questions you wanted to ask Sally the deer?
I will ask her, what is the best areas you have found in this town's outskirts to find good food?
And she says, "Lots of food here," and aims kind of a little south of where you're at.
Thank you so much, my good friend Sally the Deers. Please feel free to find me. Shall you be needing any assistance while I am in town?
And she just kind of nods her head and begins walking, and you see out of the bushes pop out a little baby doe.
I shoot the bit. No, just kidding.
Yeah, so I will start going and heading in that direction, and then I will give a wave and go, "Goodbye, baby dear. Goodbye, Mama Sally. I hope you have safe travels and that we meet again sometimes. Please let all your friends know that they can rely on Willow Tree should they be needing assistance."
All right.
And then I
As-
just walk off.
As they leave and she finishes talking, I go up and say, "Beautiful creatures, aren't they?"
I'm sorry. Are you talking to me, not the deer? Correct?
To you, because I don't know how to talk to a deer.
Okay. I'm just clarifying.
He's
Just
talking to the deer about
clarifying.
you. He's talking to the deer about you.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful creature, isn't it?
Yes. Right.
Uh,
So I'll go. Yes, Mama Sally was very informative. Very nice. There is good food to the south and bad smells to the north.
oh, you can talk to them?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, that's really cool. I spend a lot of my time in the woods protecting them from the beasts that live within the woods as well. My name is Evelios, by the way.
Hello, Delios. My name is Willow Tree. It is nice to meet you, I think.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Hi.
I noticed you made a home next to my tree. Is that on purpose?
Yes, I do like the looks of you. You seem like a trustworthy sort.
Yeah, I get that a lot. People are really entranced by my plant likeness. It's weird.
It is what drew me to your exterior. I, in fact, love plants, and so I figure if you love plants, you must also be trustworthy, as am I.
I see. Well, I noticed you were on the ferry. Are you here to help the mayor, dude? It was a mayor, right?
Um, to be frank, I don't really know this mayor or what he wants, but I heard there was free passage to this island, in which I must not pass up such an opportunity.
I see. I've been exploring and I figured it's a great opportunity to get to learn more forests and creatures to defeat to save the good.
What?
The good, sorry.
Oh.
It sounded like you said you're going to defeat the creatures in the forest, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I'm
Like the
going to
beasts.
destroy all of
Please
the
tell me
creatures.
more about these creatures.
He's like, yeah, that deer.
No.
Yeah.
I've
These
defeated the
trees
creature.
burn
Yeah, exactly. All right.
No, the beasts.
Cool. So, Charles, as you are kind of chilling at the one of the tables, one of the kind of serving maids brings you over a loaf of bread, and
Sweet.
she says, "It's on the house. I hope you have a enjoyable evening here."
Thank you. Much appreciated.
As you're kind of looking around, you see there's a couple kind of groups that draw your eye. You can see that there's some guys playing cards, kind of on the other side. You can see, of course, like I said, that lady singing who is still singing. You can see that there's some guys who seem to be having a drinking match. And then there's like two people kind of quietly discussing in a corner who look like they don't want to be overheard.
Can I try to eavesdrop?
So just go ahead and do a perception check as you're kind of listening here. While he's doing that, for the other two of you here, are you guys just going back to your trees? Are you guys wandering around some more? What are you guys doing?
So I was heading to the south to find some food, and just along the way, if I see any animals, just greet them with some pleasantries, ask them about their general questions here.
Cool.
I got a 15.
Hello, bird. How are you today? Oh, you're sleeping. My apologies.
Yeah, a lot
I'm
of the
gonna-
animals are nocturnal here. But yeah.
Yes.
I'm just gonna follow and be like, "Do you mind if I go with?"
Please feel free to join, friends.
So I join.
All right. So you guys are doing that, heading to the south. As you go south a little bit, you find lots of berry bushes. They're very large, succulent berries. There is, as I said, most of the animals in the area are nocturnal, so there's not a ton wandering around, but you can see some like owls flying around and stuff. So go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I do I know if these are like berries that humanoids can eat?
Go ahead and roll a nature check.
Okay. I get +4 to nature.
So 16.
Yes.
So yeah, you can tell that the majority of these will give humanoids mad diarrhea. Honestly, I expected not you guys not to check that, and I was gonna be like, the deer doesn't know what you guys can eat, but Tavo's over here thinking about it.
Foiled again.
Got him.
Yeah. I'm gonna like just kind of like put my hand out, kind of on Willow. What was your name? I'm so bad.
Yes,
Willow
I am
tree.
Willow. Willow tree.
So I'll put my hand kind of like on Willow Tree's shoulder, and be like, "Don't eat those berries unless you want to be sitting over your hole for hours."
Your hole.
I just imagine that
Very like a hole. I don't know.
that
Yeah.
that meme where it's like the lady with the math and she's like trying to figure out what you're saying, and Willow's like,
Huh?
"What?"
Diarrhea.
Oh yes, okay. Thank you, friend, for the heads up,
I just kind of nod like, mm-hmm.
and I will pocket them anyways.
Pocket berries.
You never know when you need
Here,
some
eat
pocket
my
berries.
berries.
Well, that's right. Here's take these berries from my pocket.
But just
funny.
be clear, I don't put them with my other food ration.
that's fair. That's fair.
No cross contaminations here.
So
That's funny.
Charles, as you listen, and you said you got a 15.
Yeah.
So as you're listening in, you can kind of hear faintly their conversation, and one of the guys is just saying, "I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I don't care how much he's paying me. I'm not going to go back." And the other guy is just like, "Calm down. It'll be fine. We're making sure we're taking precautions this time. We'll be safe. It'll all be fine." And the other guy just keep kind of like shaking his head, going, "I'm not going back. I'm not going back."
I get up from my table
All right.
and I walk over to their table.
All right, and as you start walking over, you see one of the guys in the drinking contest stands up as well, and is heading, it seems like, towards you as you're walking to this other table.
I don't pay him any attention.
All right, so as you get closer, and as he kind of gets closer to you as you're walking to this other table, he drunkenly says, "Where do you think you're going?" And he just tries to shove you.
He stabs him right in the kidneys.
Hey,
I'm
thanks
here
for
for-
the follow, harmless offerings. What's going
I'm
on?
here for business.
Hello. Here for business. He's gonna go ahead and try to take a swing at you. So hold on, let me roll real quick. That's not a D100. I don't want to roll that. All right, 12. What's your AC? Probably higher than that.
18.
Yeah. So he just takes a swing at you, and it just harmlessly like bounces off your armor.
Can I pick him up?
You can try. You can attempt it.
Okay.
How are you doing today, harmless offerings? Okay, so you want to try to just like pick him up? Like, are you trying to like pick him up and grapple him, or are you just trying to like pick
Just
him?
gonna yeet this guy. I just imagine him just like, nope, and just like tossing it.
Whoa.
No, I was just gonna like pick him up and like take him outside and be like, okay, that's enough drinking for you tonight.
I need that to happen, but with like a witty one-liner, like "time to take out the trash."
Right?
And that's
Yeah.
like all you're going for now. It's like he's the pun guy.
Oh my god, no.
So yeah, go ahead and make a strength roll there.
Okay. So that would be
And we're getting a lot of 12s today.
14.
Yeah, we are.
Alright, I'm sending some here now. Sorry, I was reading a message. So you said 14?
So yeah.
Cool. So yeah, this guy is like drunken, and as you go to like pick him up, he just kind of like slouches over you, like he does
Like
not
a
have.
dead fish.
Yeah, he does not have the coordination to be like fighting this right now. So you just like pick him up over your shoulders.
All right. And I take him outside and I just set him down.
Hey, thanks for the fall, Voodoo Cherry Dragon. How are
Kind of
you
give him
guys
a few
doing today?
pats on the back, like, you'll be fine here, buddy.
And if I can ask, what's Lumiar?
Yeah, Lumiar.
If I could get a glass of water for that guy.
Yeah, he kind of like laughs to himself and like slides you some water.
That's so funny.
And so yeah, I'll take him outside and I'll set him down and I'll be like, here, drink this.
All right, and he goes, he kind of starts to drink, and he looks up at you and he goes, "You're red."
Yes.
And he just goes, "Head," and then falls back. Just passes out on the ground. Hey, thanks for
Whoa.
the follow, man. 3 follows back to back. Welcome, guys. I'm not
Whoa,
sure
whoa.
send help. I like your username there.
I love it.
The penguin sent you. Sweet.
Harmless
And-
offerings, BT Dubs, Rocco.
What'd you say?
Harmless offerings is the penguin.
All right, good to know. Good to know.
But I'll go back inside because I have more important business to be a babysitter.
Yep,
So,
fair enough.
I'll go back to where I was originally going to.
Cool. So you kind of go back inside, and the 2 that were in there have stopped whispering and are kind of watching you as you enter back, seeing you have just like yanked that guy outside, not knowing what happened to him. As far as they saw, the guy just shoved you and you just picked him up and took him outside.
He's dead now.
Right. So they see you and kind of quietly are just kind of staring at you as you approach. Oh, making the dough. Thanks for the follow. Man, we are on a roll here.
Yo, yo, yo.
You
How are you guys all doing today? We are having fun with some D&D. So, Charles, what are you doing as you kind of
So I'll approach him and be like, "Where are you not going back to?"
and
Just
the
ask him straight up.
the guy says, he kind of turns towards you and you can see his like dead gaze as he looks at you, and he just says, my friends, they're all dead."
Oh,
dang.
I know what it's like to have dead friends.
I am a dead friend.
No. What?
Just kidding.
Tired. I'm feeling that too, man. I'm very tired right now.
I'm sorry for your loss.
And he goes, I don't know what happened. We were there for a moment just trying to do our job, and I heard Tim start screaming, and then he was gone. 10 push-ups. Alan, you dick. Hold on one second.
I just imagine him like, Tim, no. Why'd you leave me, Tim? Like over his pint of ale. And I'm just so sad. Poor Tim.
Poor Tim.
Forgot to ask for that drunk guy's name.
You gonna ask for his number next?
No,
You know he
I'm on
is.
a quest
Yo, he do
to
be.
get all of the names.
All of the NPC names?
All right,
Oh my god.
Did you by chance ask the the ferryman what his name was?
You guys saying you're gonna ask everyone their names? That sounds like shit you to do.
Because, like, I think you've already failed your quest if you have not asked the ferryman, sir.
He hasn't left the island. Relax.
That's
He'll
fair.
find him. All
I
right,
have
I'm
time.
back. So yeah, he says we were just doing our jobs, and then I heard Tim scream, and we turned around, and he was gone, and then one by one it seemed like we were picked off. No matter where we ran, it seemed like we were just disappearing left and right. But I don't know why I survived. Nothing took me. I was able to get back. I'm not sure what happened. And he just begins to start crying into his hands.
And you were the only one left. Then who's this guy?
The other guy turns towards you and says, he's like, "Oh, I'm one of his friends. He came back to town and he was telling me about it."
Sorry.
Who the hell are you then, dude? While this conversation is going on, Dalish and Tavo, are you guys? I know you guys were getting some berries and stuff, but now what are you guys doing now?
Oh yeah, I was just talking to the animals around, I think just saying hey and stuff while collecting non-poisonous berries, hopefully,
Cool.
and separating them from the not poisonous but diarrhea
Diarrhea
inflicting.
inducing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes. So
Well,
I guess
this is
after that, just find water after that and maybe head back to my tree at some point.
well, that's happening. I'm just gonna do.
You've taken up a permanent residence in that tree.
You know it.
We're neighbors now.
Yep.
There are homes. I'm just gonna keep just talking to Willow Tree, all smooth, elvish like, because elves talk smoothly.
Ooh.
Talking
Yes.
about like the beauty of nature and these creatures, and
Yes, I do agree about this beauty on this island.
Yes.
Very lovelies.
Yes.
Cool. So you guys, you make it back to your trees area there. You guys are kind of discussing from tree to tree.
Did you see that beautiful bark pattern on this here tree? Glorious.
It's why. Is it your tree or my tree or none of our trees?
Just a passing tree.
Just a passing tree. Okay. If this was closer, I would have made this tree my home. It's gorgeous.
Fair.
Almost like
Its
us.
beauty cannot be rivaled, but
Okay.
if you look, in fact, those branches look very thin and perhaps not able to support one's body weight. I
This
would
is
not
true.
recommend it.
It's okay. If I fall, I'll just teleport.
You can do such a thing.
Yeah.
Truly, I imagine Willow's eyes just are like, truly, like, sweet,
Mhm.
what? Like, what?
I'd be like, yeah, let me show you. And then
Please do.
when we get to
And you call me a show off, Tavo.
you have a wyvern, okay?
What a
No.
waste of a teleport.
Hey, it's okay. I only need 4 hours to get it back.
Fair enough.
Actually, I don't even know if it's 4 hours. It
You're
might
in a
be.
long rest.
Oh no, it's
Sure. Ed.
just even a short rest, I get it back.
Nice.
So, since we're going back to our trees to rest, I'm just like in my spring mode. I can actually teleport you. So, it says when you use your face step, you can touch one willing creature within 5 feet of you. That creature then teleports instead of you, appearing in the unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you.
So I'll be
So-
like, me? Question mark? Like, teleport me?
I'd be like,
what does that
yeah.
even mean? Like,
He's just like,
what?
surprise! Poof.
Boom. Yeah. Like, let me
That's
show
not
you.
really
Here.
willing.
Right.
Like, hold my hand. I'll show you.
Okay.
And then, boom, I put you on your tree, on your branch.
Tavo says, hold my hand. Do you trust me?
Do you
Right?
trust me? Yeah.
I will show you the world.
Lol.
So I'll be kind of just like 1 second there, and the next second I'm on my turn, like, what? Like, oh, and just start like clap. I can't clap right now because I can't do push to talk while holding my thing, but I'll just be like, oh, clap, 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 clap.
Slap your desk.
That's funny. There you go.
I'll be like, what was this magic?
Hey, Beard, how you doing, man?
I'll just climb my tree and be like, it's a gift from our ancestors.
Well, that is a very lovely gift you have there, my friend.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Beard, were you here when Charles was asking the guy what was happening and he was like crying?
Oops.
But all right. So yeah, speaking of which, going back to the after the teleporting and stuff, Charles. No, you didn't hear that one. Yeah, it was good. Going back to that conversation as it's still going on, Charles, what are you doing now? As they've kind of told you some of this information here.
I asked them for their names.
All right, as is tradition.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the guy that is like currently crying into his hands,
Yeah.
his name is Bazar, Bazar, and his friend's name is Bran, Bran.
Okay. And I want to ask what the job was.
And his friend kind of speaks up for him, and he says, he's like, he was hired on to kind of build some new buildings over on the other side of the island.
He was hired to build buildings.
Yeah,
Um,
he's like a carpenter.
Explains why he didn't defend himself.
um,
Or did he?
do you see what attacked everyone?
You're asking the guy who was crying that?
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of stops crying and looks up and he says, "No, I already told you. They just whatever it was picking us off one by one. Every time I turned around, somebody else was gone."
Will you point me at least into the direction of where it was that you were building these buildings?
And he says, "Do you have a map?"
No, I don't
Yeah,
think I
you got a
do.
map on you, sir?
Well, if you don't have a map, I can just tell you it's on the north side of the island.
North side.
He's like, if you happen to find my friends' bodies, please treat them with respect.
Don't worry. I will do so.
Don't even bother asking. It's not gonna happen.
I will bury your friends for you.
Then
Or bring him back.
he says, "Thank
No,
you,
I'm-
thank you."
Burying them.
He's like, "No, they're getting buried one way or another."
I wouldn't go out of my way, but
All right. Anything else you want to talk to him about?
no. Just again say sorry for your loss.
He kind of nods to you. Cool.
I don't know. Walk away.
All right. So you kind of walk away. As you know, as you guys have done this, some time has passed here. Are you guys gonna continue doing stuff for the night? Are you guys gonna wait until morning? What are you guys doing?
Drinking game.
Drinking game.
I'm just sitting in my tree, meditating, resting, chatting with Willow Tree if she wants to. If not, if we're done, I'm resting so I can teleport later if I need to.
All right, push to talk. What are you doing?
Yes, hello. I will continue to chat with my good friend, insert name here, Elf.
Have
I
you guys actually
forget your
introduced
name.
each other? I don't remember.
We did.
Yes, we
Okay,
did,
good.
but I don't remember it. It was like as something.
Evelios.
Avelios, and I couldn't remember how to spell that, and then I kind of just forgot about it.
That's funny.
And I don't think there's a way to change our name on the table unless we actually change our name in Discord, or I mean on what do you call it? Oh, I put it in the notes here. Hold on. Oh, his name is Tovil. Oh, thank you. Vilvilios. Okay. That's right, because I looked at your icon and I was like, my name's not Avilios. Like, what is this?
Yeah,
Do
it's
you go by
all-
nickname?
That's my
funny.
nickname, Willow Avilios. Like, it's close enough. Yes, I will also be
chatting with the forgettable elf. Yep, pretty much.
chatting with Avilios over here. And, just eating some dangerous foods.
Yep, not non-food berries
just-
that won't give you diarrhea.
Yeah, and
Thanks
then
a
just
lot, Tavo.
taking a general note of things that I'm seeing, like cool trees and stuff, and maybe just like picking up some cool stuff along the way. Like, hey, this rock looks pretty neat. I might need this later.
Yeah, Beard. Earlier, I had them follow. They followed a deer because they were following some tracks, and the deer directed them to a bunch of where there was just a ton of bushes because they were asking about food. And the deer was like, "This is great food," and I didn't expect anyone to actually check if they were good or not because the deer told them they were good, and I was gonna be like, "Well, no one said humanoids can eat them. Like deer."
Yeah, I would have trusted the deer. I would have 100%
But-
trusted that deer.
Tavo over here was like, "I better check if they're poisonous," and he realized they would give them crazy diarrhea and stop them. So well done,
That
Tavo.
Yeah, I mean, living in the woods, you got to know these kinds of things, you know.
Right.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Cool. So
Maybe I'm just a little bit too trusting of this deer.
right.
What if
I
this
mean-
devil, this ear got
The devil in ear.
that speech therapy coming back up in my face? This deer. What if this deer is just evil? It's like so left. It's like, and it's laughing at me.
The big
Guarantee
bad
it.
enemy is the deer.
Yep, it's the
Sully.
deer all along.
That's right. Good to a deer doesn't mean good to a person. Yeah, exactly. Um, cool. All right. So, Avelios and Willow are kind of chilling in their trees, discussing as the time goes on. Tiefling, who has yet to reveal his name, are you just kind of chilling in the tavern and then just going to bed, or what else are you doing?
Yeah, I'll chill for a little bit and then I'll head to my room.
Cool. So you guys go ahead and time passes a little bit. For the two of you that are elves who only have to take the 4 hours, are you guys doing anything after the 4 hours pass, or are you guys just waiting until like sunrise, or what?
Give me 1 second because I'm a half elf, not full elf, so I
Oh.
might need the full 6 hours or
Oh, that's right.
8 hours. Did you want to look that up for me quickly, Rocco? Or I can just go grab my book. It's just like on the other side of the room.
Yeah. Do you not have a thing in your inventory for half elf?
Oh ho ho ho! Maybe I do. Hold.
Half elf traits. Ancestry, languages. Yeah, it doesn't look like you.
Where are you
actually
seeing
get
a half elf thing?
It's like the.
I see it. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say no because I'm a half elf. I didn't think I got it. I thought it was just a straight elf thing.
Yeah. All right. So then, yeah, you need your full 8 hours.
Yeah, I do.
But all right, Tava. Then I guess the question just goes to you.
Cool. So, while these non-full elves are sleeping, I'm just going to wander around and see if I can find some other food I can forage that I can eat.
Yeah, that's fine. So you spend some time. You're an Outlander as well. You spend some time looking around for bushes. You find plenty of berries and stuff. So you've got food. You're set for food. Is there
Cool.
anything else particular you want to do before the other two wake up?
I don't. I guess just explore and see if I can find anything out of the ordinary around the city. Not in the city, but at the outskirts of the city. Just kind of wander and keep an eye out.
So yeah,
'Cause-
so you wander for a couple hours in the outskirts of town. As I said, it's mostly still wilderness, but there's some buildings here and there, like a well in one area, like an outhouse in another.
Cool.
But nothing jumps out at you as out of the ordinary. Sun breaks, begins to light up the sky. Cue arc music for the morning. So you guys wake up for those two of you that are asleep. So Willow, you wake up in your tree, seeing that Avelios is not in his tree anymore.
Oh.
Tiefling, you are, you wake up in your nice cozy hotel room with breakfast being served. With breakfast being served below, as they said, for free since you're helping out with the town. So yeah, so what's everybody doing?
I'm eating my breakfast.
Sweet. Push to talk, Tavo.
Sorry. Yes, I will be looking for any sign of Avilios. See if I can see where he went.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be making my way back to my tree.
Cool. So yeah, as you look around, you see him begin like approaching again.
Good morning, friend. How are you this fine sunrise?
I'll say, yes, good morning. Good. Hopefully you had some good rest. I went around and just thought I'd get to know the land a little better. Brought some food back. Care for some
Excellent.
berries.
And I
Yes,
was
thank
grinding my
you.
teeth last night. My jaw hurts.
Did you find any good information about these here lands?
Unfortunately, nothing. Everything just looked pretty. Looks to the
Interesting.
side, looks to the other side. Normal. Yeah, nothing new. I unfortunately can't talk to animals like you and get some awesome information.
Oh, it is a gift, yes.
Yes, a very fun gift, it seems.
Do you perhaps feel like exploring more later?
Yeah, we could do that. Do you think we should head into town at any point?
We most certainly can, for sure.
Okay. Later, though. After exploring. Exploring sounds fun.
Yes, so much fun's to be had in these
Came here for a job.
Hey, man, we're going to it. We're just procrastinating, enjoying this land. We saw it at night. Now it's time to
Makes me
see
think
it
of
during the day.
Incredibles. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
Yo, how'd you know, man? How'd you know?
All right. So yeah. So you guys. So it sounds like you guys are just gonna wander the some of the forests for a bit.
Yeah.
Cool. So.
See it during the day.
Charles, what are you doing after you finish kind of eating your breakfast here?
Well, I'm here to do a job, so I think I'm gonna head to the mayor's office
Cool.
or mayor's house.
So you head over to the mayor's house. You can see there's a dwarf in a little bit of finer clothes, sitting outside smoking. As he sees you approach, he just says,
Awesome.
"You here to help?"
I nod.
He says, "Good. The last two haven't shown back up again ever since they went back, and I want this dealt with."
What other two?
Ooh.
He's like, "You're not the only adventurer to come over here."
What's your name, Mayor? If I could call you by something else.
He says, "The name's Thirdar, which is Therdar."
Dardar.
Thardar. Or Theradar. Yeah. Well, my name is. You can call me Art. So what do I have to do?
It says, "We've been trying to expand our town here a bit. There's really only one area of the forest that we don't have fully scouted out. We want to what the heck just happened to that candle?"
It just like showed up.
No, it was there already. I just turned it from white to black.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, what?
I was also messing with the tankards because I also don't have a tankard, so I was going around throwing some blood of the enemies into them.
um, so he says, so been trying to expand in this other part of the island, but every time I send somebody out there to build, most don't come back. It's like we've sent a few people to go help out and see what's going on, but they haven't come back either.
I heard of Bazaar and coming back and surviving the
Yeah, it's real sad what happened to him and his friends. I told him, he could take his time before getting back to work.
Were you
Ooh.
able to? I'll ignore what he just said. Have you been able to like recover any bodies?
But no, every time we've gone there, there's nothing left.
Any tracks?
It's like, I mean, we didn't stick around too long. Everything was gone, and everyone we send there keeps disappearing. So we've just been depending on the adventurers to help us out. So far, we haven't gained anything with that.
I think the mayor's the BBE.
Oh, plot twist.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm joking.
he doesn't know anything about benefits, so
He said he could
Pretty
take
bad.
his time back. He's
Pretty
given him that
these are
bereavement leave.
working conditions, thank you.
He's got that bereavement leave.
well, third, how much is this job paying?
And it says right now the bounty for it's 20 copper.
20 copper?
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
I must
Well,
not want it on that bed.
here's the thing, third. You've had multiple people die from this thing. If I'm to kill it, then by myself, then I could use a little more than 20 copper. especially if it's to help expand the village that you're trying to build.
And he kind of squints at you and he just says, "What price are you thinking?"
Gold.
20 gold.
All of the gold.
20 gold.
At hearing 20 gold, he just kind of laughs at you and he goes, "For 20 gold, I could just go and fucking hire other people from a different island to come deal with this."
Isn't that what you
Let's
just
try.
did, sir?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
that is literally what you did. Because I'm not from here.
He just kind of looks at you. It's just,
Okay. Would you give me at least 5 gold?
go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Oh, dang. Will he persuade?
I can intimidate.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, also. But
17
Okay.
with a plus
Plus
5.
5. Damn.
Oh,
Damn.
damn.
Very
Yeah.
persuasive.
Yeah.
Guy's like, well, I guess I don't have many other options.
He says, "I'll give you 4 gold."
What? 4.5.
425.
430, and we have a deal.
Fine. After the job is done.
That's fair. So it's I should head north then.
It's like, yeah, the north is the only side where we're trying to build there left.
Well, I appreciate it, Theodore. Pleasure doing business with you. I'll prepare my things and head that way.
And he takes another puff of smoke and says, "Don't die before helping us."
That's the plan.
That's why I'm here.
I don't plan on dying.
Ryan, I have a question real quickly.
I have an answer. I don't know.
Probably
It'll be quick,
not.
though.
So before we were doing from like 10 to noon, are we still going that route? Because we've got half an hour to do
Yeah.
whatever we're doing.
Yeah, we'll still go 10 to noon.
Okay. That was the question.
My answer was quick after all.
Twas.
Okay, so as
Gotta go play some Ark.
yeah, I will be playing plenty of Ark today, but I got some other stuff I got to do beforehand. Sadly, damn your responsibilities.
Lol.
Same.
All right, so Charles finished up his conversation. Is getting kind of ready. What are you guys doing?
I was going to ask Willow here what the deer was saying to her yesterday. If there was any
yeah.
information about the area.
Yes, she told me about the great food to the south, which maybe is not so great for us, but great for her. And then she was talking about the bad smells to the north, which probably would also maybe smell bad to us, but I am not deer, so I do not know.
Okay. Well, I say, well, did she say if the smell's from like the forest or like it's just north? Because
She said it was from the north.
did she say what kind of a bad smell?
No, she said the smells to the north are bad.
Okay. And I kind of like do a squinty thinking look. And I wonder if this is a creature, a beast that might be making the smell. And if it's maybe something we should look into.
That is a great question. Did you not say when we got here that Mayor was asking about some sort of quest? Maybe these two things are relationships.
Maybe. Should we ask or should we just go?
Yes, maybe we should ask. Because what if the bad smells are coming from a farm of sorts, and I do not want to mess up with someone's crops?
Oh, What's fair?
Damn right. I have no idea when you sent that beard. I did not notice that until just now. I don't know what you were saying damn right to, but I'll take it.
Let's head into the village and find the mayor then.
Oh,
Yes,
probably
okay.
Ark, I'm guessing.
Uh,
Cool. So it sounds like you guys are heading into town then?
yeah,
Cool.
I am.
No, I'm going with him too. Sorry, I was trying to make notes before I moved on.
I like your little bot thing you have set up, Dalish. I just happened to look over on the other screen. And it was
Which
the,
one?
The DM
Oh.
was pointing over to me. I was like, oh, hey, that's my name.
Oh yeah, I spam it every once in a while. Hold on. There you go. See?
Oh, yeah, no worries. I just saw it and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, so you guys head into town as Charles is heading out of town.
Whoops.
So you guys head into town. You see, as with Charles before you, there is several houses, although it's morning now, so most people are kind of out and about. There is a tavern called the Excited Truffle. And then there is the mayor's house, which is the kind of a little bit nicer house where there is a dwarf sitting outside smoking.
I approach the mayor's house.
Cool.
Nice.
You approach and he goes, huh, as he just kind of sees you looking kind of different. But he does not elaborate. He just says, huh.
I just kind of like look at him and say, "Huh, is right. Is the mayor here?"
And he says, you're looking at him.
I'll go, huh, again. And I'll be like, "I heard you needed some help."
Willow, are you with him or are you like further back?
No, I'll be like right next to him.
Yeah, you here to help us out then?
Like, yeah, we heard you have a problem, and that's what we're here to. We're here to hear what that problem is.
I'll
See,
solve it. Says, yeah, we've been trying to expand up into the northern area here, and
Oh, the area with the bad smell. Then yes.
and he kind of looks at you and he's like, probably. I mean, our people keep going missing, so it's probably not great.
I'm gonna look over at my bud
Avelios.
Vilios and be like, that was probably the bad smell the deer was smelling.
I look at Willow and just kind of like nod in agreement, like probably. And so I say, "Okay, what do you need us to do?"
Says,
And
go figure out whatever's killing my men and take care of it so we can finish building our buildings here.
What if it is bear?
Get rid of the bear.
But that's not very nice. That is the bear's home, and you are trying to take it. He is just defending home.
I mean, if the bear wants to live there, he needs to learn to live peacefully.
But it sounds like it is you who needs to learn to live peacefully if you wants to live there.
We're not even doing anything. Our guys are just getting killed.
Maybe the bear does not like you in his habitat.
You ask a lot of questions to do a job.
But what if
Yeah.
the bear just wants to live there?
I look at Willow and I say, "Let's go see if we can find this bear."
Okay, yes, we will see if we can use the bear, or if we can find the bear.
As you guys start walking off, he's just like, I never said it was a bear.
And I like kind of like turn my head to Willow and it's like, "Don't worry, we'll keep this bear safe." As we
Oh my
walk away.
god.
Thank you, friend. Yes, we must protect the bears.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So meanwhile, hold on 1 second.
Holding.
All right, sorry. Bianca wanted another episode of Puppy Pals, so I was turning it on. Cool. So, Charles, your tiefling is kind of heading north there, obviously a little ahead of the group.
Before I get to the like fully outside of town, I wanted to do divine sense just to see if there's
Ooh.
like anything
Sure.
evil abound.
Can you remind me what that one does? Is that the like anything that like any sort of like fiend and stuff, or was that just like
It just says the presence of a strong evil registers on your senses, like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that's not behind total cover.
Got it.
You know the type, but not its identity. And you can detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as well as with the hollow spell.
Cool. So yeah, so you kind of open your senses, and it all seems nothing comes at you that seems good or evil. Everything it just seems kind of neutral as with before. Nothing jumps
Cool.
out of your senses there.
Figured that would be the case, but it's always good to know.
Yep.
So yeah, then I will
Cool.
start walking slowly
All right.
because I don't know how far I'm supposed to go.
Yep. Fair enough. So you continue walking north. The total walk is about 3 hours until you begin to smell what smells like kind of like burning a little bit from up ahead.
Ooh.
So since about 3 hours passed, it's probably like 11 a.m. at this point. So the sun's almost above you. You can smell kind of like burning. Nothing like bad so far. I mean, obviously, fire. I mean, it's burning, but nothing like rotting or anything smelling. And you can feel that it's kind of coming up ahead of you.
I want to do a perception check, and that's gonna be a 9.
Okay. So yeah, besides the smell, you just kind of hear like the faint crackling of what sounds like some sort of wood on fire from up ahead, but that's all you really
Okay.
notice.
What are the others doing?
I assume they're still just heading north.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're like a half an hour behind you.
Okay. I'll get slightly closer and just see if what's burning.
Cool. So you kind of get a little closer to where you can peer through the trees. You see that in the front of you there is a clearing, which looks like kind of a clearing that's been created to build a building. You can see that there's some like lumber kind of piled. Some of it looks like part of it had been sawed for specific kind of lengths. Some of the wood is like crackling on fire. It looks like based around what you see, it looks like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a candle got knocked over and lit a board on fire, which lit some of the other boards on fire. So there's like a small chopped wood fire going on right there. But besides that, you don't see anything that jumps out at you in the clearing.
Okay.
You're looking at the sheets there, Dalish.
Well, I will.
Sorry, what sheet?
Oh, your mouse was over here. I thought you were looking at the sheets.
I'll do.
No, I was just lingering awkwardly.
Oh, I mean, I
Going
don't
back
care
and
if you
forth
guys
from
do. They're
computer
just
screen to
info
computer
sheets.
screen.
Am I
What sheets?
60
The
feet
DM
away
sheets.
from it?
Oh no.
I mean, you can look at them if you guys want. All it does is like talk about like different ability checks.
Oh no, I was definitely looking at them earlier. I literally had my mouse just over here on this other computer screen trying to look up Twitch stuff.
Got it. You're asking if you're like 60 feet between you and the clearing?
From the wood and
Yeah, I mean it's probably only like 40 feet away from you from where you're
okay.
at.
All right. Well, then I'll do Divine Sense again because I have 4 uses of that thing.
And then also, if you remember, there's these counters down here if you guys want to use those for any sort of stuff like that. They're easy to
Bam.
just click and so that way you can keep track of how many you have left or how many you've used, whatever.
Okay.
So yep, so you go ahead and open your senses again, and again, detecting nothing of good or evil within 60 feet of you.
Is there anything consecrated or desecrated?
It just seems like
Okay.
a normal area there. But for Avelios and Wood or Willow, are you guys doing anything as you guys are walking? Are you guys just talking? What are you guys doing?
Maybe talking, maybe occasionally picking some, fruits for later that are deemed safe if we can, I don't know, rule survival or something for that nature, whatever you want to do.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, in general, you guys know for the most part. The only reason you guys didn't weren't aware of that before was because they're kind of native plants to this area here. In general, you guys know like at least the most common stuff. There might be some stuff in nature that you don't, but in general, the stuff you're
Got
passing
it.
are simple stuff like apples.
Yeah, I'll be pocketing like some of those, perhaps.
Cool. So you guys go ahead and continue on. For the tiefling, are you going into the clearing? Or are you just kind of watching for a little bit? What are you doing?
I would
Okay.
imagine that just I'm taking my time right now, so I'm just waiting
Cool.
to see if well, I can try to do stealth and see if anything will, like be in the clearing eventually.
Cool.
Let's see how well I roll. So that's an 8, and I know I have to roll disadvantage. 12. Okay.
What
so
are you rolling
it's like
for?
stealth.
Oh, that's right.
So
The armor.
being not like a 9,
9.
then
So you're kind of like hiding behind the trees, so that way anything in the clearing can't really see you. Not realizing that there are people walking behind you. So
shit.
So Evelios and Willow, as you guys get closer, you see a tiefling up ahead, hiding behind a tree, but in clear view of you guys, which you recognize as the tiefling from the ferry.
I just imagine he's like just kind of crouching behind the tree, like, I'm so sneaky. I'll kind of.
Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was gonna walk up to him and like try to like sneak up on him and like tap his shoulder with my face next to his and say, "What are you doing?"
Okay, I'll do the same, but I'll put my face on the other side of your face, Tavo. Be like kind of whisper, like, "Hello, friends. Are you here looking for the bear as well?"
All right, so both
Is
you
he
guys-
like right behind me?
uh,
Because if someone would have approached me, I would have like used my elbow to like.
Tavo gets an elbow to the ribs.
yeah.
Probably.
So just go ahead and do a straight like just like D20.
Straight D20.
Yeah.
See if I hit him.
All right, and then
The
Tavo, what's
2.
your AC?
15.
15.
Oof.
All right, so he you pop up behind him, both you guys, and he just throws his elbow. Tavo just kind of like, able to kind of dodge it a little bit as it kind of flies by his face.
That's good.
I'll just kind of like. So I still taken aback by that elbow. Say, "It's all right. We're pals." I'll
We've
bring
just
my
come
face-
looking in. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'll bring my face next to his again, just like from behind, and say, "What are you doing?"
Why did your voice change?
What are you doing?
How's it going?
I'm here on behalf of the mayor.
Oh yes, you too. Are you looking for the bear?
I'll be like, "Yeah, we're looking for a bear."
I don't think it's a bear.
I'll
Well, what else could it be?
A creature.
Yes, no, I am pretty
Be
sure it
anything.
is bear that is angry that peoples are coming into is areas of habitations.
Is it
As you
acoustic?
guys are talking, you guys hear a voice from above you in the tree go, "You guys talk a lot."
Bear, is that you?
What a- He goes, "Do I look like a fucking bear?"
Can I see it? Like-
As you look up, you don't see anything that jumps out at you in the tree. There's a lot of foliage and stuff blocking it.
Yes, no, I cannot see you, Mr. Bear. Can you come down, please?
And you hear a high shrieked kind of whistle from up in the tree, and several goblins pop out around you from the bushes.
Ah, it's Boblin.
Hello, yes, you are not bears, I think.
And they're like, "Are you here to take our land also?"
No, this is the bear's
your
land, I
land.
am pretty sure.
They look at each other. They're like, "What fucking bear?"
Are you the are you killing the builders here?
Like, whoa, we're not killing anybody.
Well,
But we do
there's
want you to
people that have
fucking
been.
leave us alone.
Then why are people dying? There was
Nobody's
somebody-
dying. We just take them to the mainland and get them the fuck off our island.
Okay, they're saying mainland as in like the normal, like the place we just came from, correct?
Not the island, but like the main continent.
Where we
Got it.
forayed in from.
Yeah.
Got it.
Can I see if he's lying? Like
Yeah, you can roll
insight.
insight check.
I feel like Willow's just gonna be kind of like hand on, chin, kind of like staring these guys down like, I really
13.
thought it was a bear.
13.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's being genuine.
As a ranger, I'm very suspicious because I kill their kind. But I don't say that. I just
I kill a lot of you.
in
So
my
your
days.
favorite enemy.
I just I'll ask, like, you guys seem pretty civilized and docile for goblins. Normally the ones that I come across like to just kill everything they see.
I mean, that's kind of racist.
I give this elf a look. Like, it's a little true.
I'm like, I mean, okay, that's fair. I shouldn't judge.
They look at the tiefling, they're like, do you just assume he's evil?
I look at the tiefling and I say, I mean, look at him. Yeah.
They're like, whoa.
Now
That's a
I'm gonna be
little
doing like
racist, dude.
hands on my chin, looking at this guy like, yes, are you evils? This is a very good point these small green ones have made.
Yeah.
No, I'm a
Like-
paladin.
You could be an evil paladin.
I'm not an evil paladin.
Okay.
I'm going to levels with you, my friend. I spend most of my time in trees. I don't really know much about yous or your kinds. Was it
Just
you
know-
that perhaps killed all of these peoples?
No, I just got here.
With
And
you
I'm sure
on
the
the ferry.
Interesting.
We
Interesting.
were on a ferry together.
That is not to say you cannot have left and then comes back.
She's got a point.
I
A person.
personally do not know when these murders takes place.
Well,
Okay, enough with the
The
racism,
goblins-
guys.
the goblins
Uh,
said that it's not murder. They're just taking them to the mainland. So,
Wait, then where are
But
these
that's
bodies coming from? What
Are there
about the bad
bodies?
smell the deers were talking about?
I mean, the genius workers over there started a fire.
That could be bad. I'm gonna look at my new friend Avilios and like give that head nod. Like that could be bad smells the deer was talking about.
I mean, like, yeah, it does smell pretty bad. I wonder if maybe
Ooh,
These
sissy
people-
elves can't smell fire.
I'm gonna look at the goblin and say, look, I'm sorry that I made a racist assumption.
you're still being a little racist.
The what?
I said you were still being a little racist even after they pointed.
All right,
Uh.
so I'm apologizing now. I have seen the error of my ways.
That was pretty quick for years of racism.
They're like, look, just get off our land, and we're fine.
I do have question, Mr. Goblin, sirs.
Sure.
How long have you been here?
Generations? I don't know. We've been here a long time. Our families and our grandparents and our grandparents' grandparents, all of our elders have been here.
Yes, that sounds like a very long times.
What if the village allows you to be a part or to join them? Would you?
I mean, as long
what-
as they let us keep our ancestral homeland, I don't care.
I feel like that's not really asking too much from them.
Hmm.
It is in
Yeah.
fact your lands, much like I thought it was Bear's land.
Yeah, there's no bears here.
Yes, that is a shame.
There's a lot of deer, and there's some wolves that eat the deer. What
Oh,
happens?
Two wolves.
that is the way nature goes sometimes, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So,
Um,
are you guys gonna leave, or do we need to like knock you out?
Can you tell me? Can you walk me through this process, Mr. Gollum or Mr. Shoot, what are they? They're
Goblins?
Goblin.
Mr.
Goblin,
Gollum.
what's your name?
Goblins.
You say Goblin? What's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a name, of course. His name's Starg. Star with a G at the end.
Starg, the goblin.
Yep.
Where do you perhaps drop off these mainlanders when you take them back, so we may have a locations to tell the mayors?
I mean, I don't know where they go after we drop them off, but we just toss them in a boat and kind of shove them to the other side.
Oh, you do not actually bring them. You just put them in boat and push.
Nah, but the lake's safe. Nothing ever happens there.
Is that true? Can do another insight check on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Another 8.
Yeah.
So
Again, he seems trustworthy.
I like you, little goblins. You seem like good fellows. I will go and tell mayors what I have seen here today.
Before we go, I just want to be clear that if they let you into their village, you will allow them to build here.
Oh, that sounds like no. No.
We'll let Starg answer this.
Starg is like, I mean, they can build up to this area, but the rest of this is our ancestral homeland. This is where our places are.
Okay.
So I mean, they've already got the rest of the island. I don't see why they need our one small area.
It is ancestral homelands. You cannot encroach upon these territories.
Yeah, I agree. I say we go talk to the mayor and tell him to suck it up, Buttercup.
I'll let you talk to him.
Okay, I can do this.
Actually, maybe not.
It was very nice to meet you, Mr. Starks.
Agreed. Thank you
I
for
hope-
not knocking us out.
I hope you have a great day, Mr. Starks, and I will go tell the mayors about your ancestral homelands.
All right. I look forward to not having to knock people out anymore.
We look forward to that too. Good day.
Yes, and then I will walk back.
Cool. So you guys head back to the town then.
Yup.
Sure, I'll head back too.
All right. The three of you head back. Again, takes about 3 hours. So now it's about
So
2 in
long.
the afternoon. You guys make it back. The mayor is outside skinning some fish. He
You
sees
didn't even ask me for my name, guys.
It's true they didn't.
That is true.
We asked him for his name in our walk. We spent 3 hours together. Like, so what's your name?
Are you actually asking me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Karthus, but you can call me Art.
Art.
Yeah.
Yes, that will be much easier for me to pronounce, I think.
Agreed.
Are your horns naturals?
Yes.
They are very lovely in shape and color.
Thank you.
Agreed. Can I have them?
No.
Just kidding.
All right. So you guys went back to
Ivilios, is there another name I can call you?
I have only gone by this name my entire life.
I'm gonna call you Ivan.
Please don't. You come up with something better. I'll consider it.
If you come up with it, then that'd be even. I mean, that would work better for both of us.
Yes, I am Willow. Hello, you may call me Willow. Hello.
Hi, Willow. That's easy to remember.
Yes,
What
thank
about-
you.
Ivy. Call me Ivy.
That is a beautiful name, Ivy.
Okay.
All right.
I guess I can call you Ivy.
Isn't that how you humans do nicknames? I don't get it. You're not a human. I don't know.
You humans. Wow. Here
I'm
comes
My
very
the
mother
racing
was a
again.
apparently.
human, and I do believe they do sometimes do these nicknames. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. You guys, as I said, make it back to town after discussing names for a while, apparently.
For 3 hours
For 3
straight.
hours just straight. Yeah, exactly. The mayor, like I said, is skinning some fish. Seeing you approach, he kind of stops and he goes, "Well, that was quick. You're the first ones back, and you're back in like a couple hours." It's like, so can we go back and build there now? Can I send my guys out?
Oh yes, no, that is Stark's ancestral homeland. You may not do that. You can build up to certain points, he says, but not on the family homelands.
He
Also,
looks-
your people are alive.
he's like, all right, hold on a second. He's like, who's Stark?
Stark.
The goblin. This is his homeland.
He's like, there's goblins on this island?
Yes, that is their ancestral homeland.
This is their island. They've been here for generations.
They've been here for generations, yes.
This is my island. I paid for it.
No, I don't think that is the way nature works.
I have to agree with her.
He turns towards Art and he's like, all right, these elves in their nature, tell me you solve this problem for me.
I said that if you allowed them to join the village, that they could allow you to build up to the extent, but not into their ancestral homeland. It was a compromise.
And he just kind of looks at three of you and he's like, you guys had one job. Solve the
Yes,
problem
and there
before I
was
can
no
build."
bear, so you are welcomes.
I'll also say, and we came back. No one else came back. So
Yes.
there are your options.
Your peoples were all shipped over the waters to the mainlands. They as not did.
Hmm
Huh. I don't know why none of them took the ferry back, but all right.
They probably do not want to deal with that again.
Yeah.
They say that it is goblins' ancestral homelands, and they will not build there. And for this, I respect them.
hmm hmm
It's like, well, I guess I'll hire somebody else to kill the goblins then. I'm not paying you guys for a job undone.
That's not the way this works, sir. That is goblins' ancestral homelands.
But, yeah, I heard you.
I have
What-
questioned, actually, now. Who is second in command in village?
Don't mind this question.
Oh no.
Yeah. He says, I mean, there's not really a second in command, that's just a mayor and everyone else.
Okay.
What's the reasoning for building past the where you need to?
So that way we have the entire island. So now
You do
we'll
not have the entire island, sir. There is area to south that deers use to feed.
hmm
Okay, I mean, yeah, there's deers on our land, but that's still
Yes,
our
so
land.
you are lying then about your mayorship and this total land owning.
hmm
He's like,
You
I
know,
begin to
concept of
question
owning
your
land.
motives, Mayor, sir.
he's like, you elves are, you're starting to piss me off here.
Like, well, that's fair. You're pissing me off too. And I cross my arms, can kind of look at him with like this pissed off look, I guess.
Question. I have a very serious, legitimate question.
What kind of armor is he wearing?
No, about how many people are in this village?
I think you're thinking what I'm thinking.
You're gonna burn the village down, aren't you?
So
No.
from what you've seen, the house, like enough housing and stuff to house probably like 40 to 50 people.
How
40 to
many
50
goblins
people.
were there?
That's a lot of people to massacre, Tavo thinks to himself.
There was like 12
I don't
around
think
you
that.
that you saw. I mean, you don't know if that was all of them, but you saw about 12.
Interesting.
I let the mayor and Art talk for a bit, and I say, "Hey, Willow, can we chat for a sec?"
Yes, of course, my friend. We can definitely chat.
So we step away so that it's just us, and they can't hear us, and we kind of in hushed voice. I say, "So what are you thinking? What's going on in that little head of yours?"
So here's what I am thinking. We either find new second replacement to be mayor and leave the ancient homelands alone. Or
Mhm.
perhaps, if they do not agree to this, we go back and tell goblins of plan, and we incite revolt.
I'm gonna say I like the way you think. Love the ideas. I say we don't go with the revolt idea because there's really no need for this violence, right? Maybe we can find someone who can be second in command who thinks the way we do.
I do believe that may it be possible.
Okay.
I would prefer not to have all these peoples or goblins bloodshed, but sometimes you just have to respect the goblins' ancestral homelands.
Sometimes that is a
Absolutely.
saying.
Absolutely. Well, let's
But I
hope
do
we
think
can.
compromises should be tried to made first.
I
But I
agree.
think this mayors should go.
I think so too.
Squinty eyes at mayor.
I kind of like uh, lean in and like, yeah, how do we do it?
All right, so real quick, as this is going on, Art, the third R kind of looks at you and he goes, "I'll toss another gold in there if you deal with this problem and get rid of these elves."
I don't like to kill sentient creatures.
Eh.
So
All right, well, guess you're not getting your money then.
that's fine. But I'm not gonna allow you to encroach on their lands. Like I said, there's a compromise here, and there's no need for violence.
He's like, "Yeah, that's true. If they just let us, build over their land, there wouldn't be any need for violence."
I have a question. Are we still chatting out in the open, like on this dude's porch?
I mean, you guys are a little bit away, so you were probably like in front of his porch, but yeah.
No, I mean like this whole conversation was taking place outside, correct?
Right.
Okay.
She's like, "If we're inside, we can solve this problem real quick."
Very, very quickly, yeah.
Oh no, he's dead.
Oh, but what's
Well-
this? He left a note about the homelands being respected. What a great guy.
What a
Right.
wonderful guy.
All right, so what's everybody doing?
Well, I guess I ask Willow like how are we gonna do it, and I don't know if Willow responds to that or not.
Oh yes, I think we should go around town talking to peoples and see their opinions on sacred homelands.
Okay.
But maybe
okay.
it's not mention the goblins just quite yet and incite riot.
Lol.
We'll convince them that the goblins are their gods that they need to give offerings to.
Yeah.
This sounds like a very respectable compromise. Yes.
Yeah. I agree.
Question, Rocco. Do we know? Oh, I guess it's white. White is no religion in this area. Is that what I'm reading?
No, so you guys are in the pink area if you look at. So this map down here is the religion one.
Wait, what's the top map then?
The top map is organized by the city-states and the empire.
Got it. All right. So we're pink map. Pink map is Greek pantheon.
Yep, exactly.
Zeus.
So they just
Interesting.
they just worship the normal pantheon. You need to go potty? Okay, give me 1 sec.
we can say
Okay.
that the goblins are a spawn of Zeus, because
Is anyone trained in religion? Because I did not take training in religion. I would imagine intelligent would be, but I could be wrong. Who is your god, Art? Don't you have to? If you're a paladin, you have someone that you're dedicated to? Or you're just
Hey guys, just FYI, it's gonna be a couple minutes. I know it's like right when we're ending, but I at least want to get through this part real quick. I can hear you. All right, I'm back. So, oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. What's going on with your character sheet? What's it saying? Oh, it's flipped over. I was like,
It was
what?
flipped over.
I was like, what the heck happened there? All right, so you guys were discussing amongst yourselves there. So what are you guys doing?
Yes.
Burning the town down, apparently.
And we're tying the mayor down to burn with it. I'm just kidding.
We're gonna go try to find. We're gonna talk to townsfolk, try to find people that are cool with goblins and like ancestral homeland respects and stuff.
Cool.
And we're gonna see if we can find a replacement mayor. This guy's a dick. We don't like him. And oh
Yeah.
no, he had an accident. Ate some bad berries. Ooh.
Died of dysentery. Cool. So yeah, you guys walk around town for a little bit. Are you participating in this art as well?
Oh,
Did you guys tell me? Because I don't think you told me.
I thought after you talked to the mayor, he came and talked to us. I thought that's what that whole thing was. Did you not?
I didn't really talk to you guys after. No,
Oh.
I think I was still talking to the mayor.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
we can. You were talking to Mary. You were telling him that you weren't going to let him encroach.
Yeah,
on
that was the last thing.
Yeah. The mayor never responded.
He was shocked.
I mean, he just said he wasn't going to pay him, and then Art was like, "Yep, that's fine, but this isn't going to happen." And he's just kind of glaring at you guys now.
Oh, okay. So in that case, I call Art over to talk to him,
Okay.
and then we tell him the plan, which is to go and talk to people and say, like, do you respect your ancestral homelands? Do you think we should all have our rights?
If you
Not
answered
wear our
yes.
masks? JK.
Are you an
But yes.
anti-masker? If so, please leave.
Feel
Get
free
the
to
fuck
join the
out.
mayor in his leaving of the island. Thank you.
And that tinder we're putting around his house. Don't mind it.
Don't mind it. Yeah,
Don't mind that at all. By the way, do you have rope we could borrow?
Rocco, before we start talking to people, by the way, I'm going to cast guidance on everyone, which just gives everyone a D4. Because it be a cantrip.
Cool. So you guys relay your plan to Art then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All right.
we're gonna go.
So the three
Talk.
of you, are you guys going together to talk to people? Are you splitting up to talk to people? What's the plan here?
We'll impeach the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe we were kind of splitting up, trying to get a feel of people before he hurries and like invites. I mean, he can't like invite new people like right off the bat, but like,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, we were gonna go talk to peeps.
Cool. So each of you guys split up in the town looking for different people. Excuse me. So hold on 1 sec. I'm gonna roll something real quick.
It's never good.
Nope.
Dun, dun, dun.
A one.
Alright. So Dalish, you find a female dwarf.
Excellent.
Then 3, okay. So then Charles, you find, where is it? A halfling, a female halfling, and then Tavo, you find a male human.
Hmm.
So whoever wants to go first, talk at other people.
Okay. I'll. Oh, go for it.
Okay.
Here, I'll just have
Okay.
Tavo first. He spoke up.
Okay. So I'll walk up to this human and, being aware of my previous racial comments,
You're woke now.
I'm so woke. I'll just be like, "Good evening, sir."
He looks up at you and he's like, hello, sir. He's unsure if you're a sir or a ma'am, so he just says sir.
That's fair. I ask him like about what he thinks about respecting ancestral grounds and things like that, and get his opinion on that.
As soon as you start asking this, he kind of puts his hands up and he's like, "I have no wish to try to take ancestral homelands from elves."
I say, oh, no. It's nothing to do with elves. I understand in the past there has been and currently are being do. Yes. That's not what I'm referring. Just in general, um, just ancestral homelands. How do you feel about that?
He's like, I mean, I think they're fine. I mean, my ancestors have lived here in this town for several generations, so that's cool."
Cool. Like, how many generations do you think?
He's like, "I don't know, like 4, I think, since the town was bought."
Like, okay. Well, how do you feel about the mayor?
Um, Fine, I guess. I don't really think about him too much. He normally doesn't interact with me.
Wow, that's really what kind of mayor is that? Doesn't interact with his own people.
Charles.
Jeez. Uh, okay, so I will ask
Guys,
him
I
if.
gotta step away again for a sec, real quick.
Okay.
Charles, stop stealing my dice, dude.
Charles, come on, man.
Alright. Sorry about that. I am back.
Don't worry.
Just burn them then.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah, I came back for one point to grab my my phone real quick, and I just saw your calculator flying off your desk, and I was like, what is going on in there?
Nothing.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. My counter's a really high number.
Yeah, I saw that, you guys.
Charles.
Yeah, both of you
You're
guys.
welcome.
Yeah, you guys want to fuck around on your shit? Have fun fixing it.
I didn't want to. It just happened.
Sometimes it just be like that.
Alright,
Yeah.
so you're talking to Court.
Oh yeah, and so I asked him about like ancestral homelands and what he thinks about the mayor. And I said like, oh man, that's a shame. Like, what kind of mayor doesn't talk to his own people? Sounds like a shitty mayor. And
Did you ask him for his name?
no, because I'm not doing that.
Oh, well, I've definitely already said his name, but it sounds like you didn't catch it, so.
You did
Oh,
say
I
his
heard
name.
it.
I heard it too.
Art,
I
Mart,
thought it was like court
Art.
or something.
Court. Yeah,
Yeah, K-O-R-T.
that's what it was.
Short
Cool.
for Courtney.
Yep.
Yeah.
His name
me.
is Courtney.
Alright, is there anything else that you wanted to ask Court?
Just if he feels like that maybe there should be a change in leadership in this village, this town.
He just kind of looks at you and he's like, "You're asking a lot of strange questions there, stranger. But I don't really care who governs the town."
Okay, that'll be all. Thank you, Court.
Yep.
Thanks
The
for the
ball
help,
was
guys, by
in
the
your
way.
court.
All right. The next one that spoke up earlier was Dalish with the female dwarf. So
Yes.
you see a female dwarf. What are you doing?
I will go back. Hello, ma'am. How are yous today?
And she looks up at you and she says, "Oh, fine. How are you?"
I am well, but also not doing so well. I heard terrible news. Would you care to hear it?
Sure.
There is, in fact, ancestral grounds upon these lands of which you reside, and your mayor deems fit to destroy them for more habitations when there are already so many habitations on this here islands of yours. And it makes me weep at the thoughts.
She kind of looks and she's like, "I'm not gonna lie, I don't really understand all of what you just said, but I'm gathering something sad with somebody's ancestors or something, and I don't know. I didn't realize there was any ancestral homelands under our town, but that's a bummer."
That's a bummer.
The ancestral homelands of which you speak, which is so sad, it is up north where you are currently trying to build. And your mayor does not respect the ancestral lands and wishes to build over them. And I, hand over, forehead dramatically, and eyes can just not bear the thought.
I can just see your character doing that. I can see you doing that.
She's like, well, yeah, I mean, if somebody lives there, we probably should leave them alone."
I very much so agrees. You seem like a good sort. Do you potentially have interest in leadership's roles?
She's like, "I mean, I'm over the miners."
I do not know what that means. Do you mine in this town?
Yes, we have miners. I am over
Oh!
them.
You
Well-
are over miners. Okay.
There's children here.
Do
Jesus Christ.
excellent.
Sorry.
Well, I do potentially think you would be so good to be in charge and respect ancestral homelands of the Norths.
She's like, "I mean, sure. I mean, I'm down if he wants to step down. I'm down to be mayor."
I do like the ways you think. What is your name, my good ma'am, if I may ask?
She says, "My name is Solma. Solma."
Excellent, Miss Solmas. It was so good to meet you. And I I can sleep well, clutch his hand over heart. I can sleep well tonight knowing that there is such among your groups that respect the heritage of the ancestral homelands.
She just kind of like nods. She's like, okay.
Cool. Backs away
Well-
slowly. Yes. Well, it was lovely talking to you, and I hope we converse later in the futures. Have a great day.
All right. So then, Art, you walk up to, or I guess you see a halfling female.
Mhm.
What are you doing?
I said, "Hello there."
She kind of looks up at you and she's like, "Hey, man, there's a lot of biggins here in this town. How's your day going so far?"
Monday's going pretty okay until I started talking to this mayor here. How long? Tell me, how long has Theradar been in charge?
Ekin, I see you over there in Dalish's chat. How you doing?
Oh, yep, you can be in the chat.
I love Ekin.
For real.
Sorry, reiterate your question.
I just said, I was having a good day until I talked to the mayor. How long has he been in charge of the town?
She's like, too long. He's kind of a dick.
I would agree with that, based on my conversation with him.
She's like, he tried to lowball you? It seems like he lowballs everybody who comes here.
He not only lowballed, but he also is encroaching on some holy ground or some lands that doesn't belong to him, and he refuses to step down.
And she just kind of like stands up on a little table or next to her and she just goes, "Riot!"
Maybe not a riot, but maybe we can get somebody in charge that is more responsible with the lands.
And
What
she
do you
kind of
think?
like looks you dead in the eye. She's like, "I'll kill him right now."
Ooh.
What's your name, Halfling?
She says, "My name is Len, Lene."
Then you're pretty cool.
She's like, "Thanks, giant red friend. So we gonna kill him?"
I don't think killing would be the way to go, but maybe we can kick him out of the village.
Less cool, but all right.
Less cool.
She's like, so what's your plan?"
Do you have people that think like you?
I don't have people that think, but I can make people do what I want.
I like that.
And they also support the mayor not being in charge.
They'll pretty much support anything I say.
Nice.
Tell me, what do you do in the village?
She's like, "Oh, I'm a fisherman."
Oh, I thought she was gonna be
I love
like
it.
a gang leader.
In a way.
Well, okay. Maybe if you want, we could just kick him out of the village and we can ban him from returning.
She starts like bouncing on the table. She's like, "Yeah, this is gonna be good."
Shit.
Yo, real quickly, Tavo and Charles, if you don't already follow Ekin the Dark Knight on Twitch, you should give my boy a follow. He's so close to getting 100
Sure.
dudes. He's soups
I
chill.
don't know, man.
Yo,
Well,
peer
JK.
pressure. Peer pressure? Yeah, you got it. I did the peer pressure thing.
I'm doing it because I want to, not because you told me to.
Ooh, okay.
I'm just
If you
kidding.
insist.
It's like whatever helps you sleep at night.
Right?
Cool. Now he's at 98.
Ooh!
Sweet.
Excellent.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
Alright.
interrupt that. He was hopping off real quickly, and I was like, he's like so close to 100.
I'm extremely offended that you did that, but yeah.
Obviously you should be. Thank you.
So yeah, so you guys have talked to your 3 people. Are you guys?
I liked Len.
So what are you guys doing? We're gonna wrap up here in a second, but I just want to get your plan, kind of.
Apparently, we're staging a coup/revolution.
Yeah,
And I don't know.
we're gonna
I'm
kill the
thinking-
mayor one way or another.
I was gonna say we'll just ban him, but
Right. But when you tell
No,
us,
he's gonna come back if you try to ban him.
well,
Like if we
And he
ban him,
might-
he'll be coming back. He's got to go. He's got to go.
he's gonna come back with an army from the mainland.
Yeah, 100%.
He's like, have you guys seen Ready Player One?
Yeah.
No.
He's
Like
like the
garbage
main
movie.
guy.
I hate that dude.
I hate
Wait,
him
wait.
so much too.
Have
The
you
main
guys read
bad
the
guy,
book?
right?
The main
Have you guys
bad
read
guy,
the book?
yeah.
Yeah, I have the
No.
book.
I don't know how you stood that movie with that book. That was such a bad.
No, it
movie.
was terrible. It was a terrible movie compared to the book. But
It's a terrible movie compared to other movies.
honestly, fair.
Wow.
But
But the point is,
yeah,
Sidetrack.
he's just like that villain where like he will do whatever it takes. He will come back and try to.
he's
Kill.
gonna be the big bad if we don't kill him right this instant. He's gonna be the guy who comes back like 20 sessions in, like ho 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 ho.
Remember me,
You thought you bested
assholes?
me. Ho ho ho. Cue
Yeah.
anime music in the background. Like got some fights happening.
Yeah, right.
Nani?
Nani?
Okay. We gotta
So,
take him
yeah.
out.
We're gonna take
All
him
right,
out.
so I imagine we all meet back up, right? I'll let him know about my girl. Let me look at my note real quickly. My girl Soma, the dwarf, who seems like a reasonable sort. Who doesn't? Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Hello, friends. Yes, I have made much progress in the way of finding potential leaderships for this town. I met Somas the dwarf, who very much agree on not harming ancestral lands. And she has good vibes, I do feels from her.
I say I met Court, just a citizen who, kind of he respects the ancestral grounds and doesn't care who's in charge as long as they don't fuck shit up. So it gives me good feeling. He's not gonna be helpful to us except for in the revolt.
Well, it does sound like he supports new leadership, which is good because new leadership supports ancestral grounds.
Yes.
I met Len. She's currently staging a revolution.
Oh, well, this was fast, so fast.
Yeah, she's a fisherman and she gets things done.
Well, potentially then, friend, if, let's say, townsfolk were unhappy with leaderships and they took care of their own mayors, then potentially we not in here staging coup. Potentially that'd be, how do you say, in family? Like, it was not us, it was in-house taken care of?
Our hands are clean.
Our hands are clean, yes. We just protect ancestral homelands and suggest maybe people do the same.
Or maybe just not build that far in.
Yes.
Build that far out.
Yes, well, Soma does respect the homelands and does not want to build over it, she said. She said, well, I don't think I'm going to put like hand on like fist, like shaking finger, like impersonating someone. Well, I don't think we should build over it then. Trying my best to impersonate her, but doing a horrible job.
Perfect.
So yes, tell me more about these revolutions that is happening.
I actually don't know when it's starting or where it's gonna be.
We should find your friend and tell her that Miss Somas is respected and a good choice for replacements, and maybe potentially they lead they lets her be in charge afterwards. We suggest it, you
As
know.
you guys are saying this at this moment, all of a sudden you hear somebody run past you and go, "The mayor's house is on fire!" And you hear Len scream in the distance, "Len for mayor!" And that is where we'll
Oh.
end it.
Oh boy.
I forget
hilarious.
where did Lynn fall on the ancestral homeland scale?
I didn't ask.
Yeah.
She
We just know that she hates Thornar.
Yeah, she hates Theranar.
All right. Well, if she gets elected mayor, I say we just tell her the lands are cursed, and there's nothing we could do as a paladin and squad to save them, and you just got to avoid them.
Mhm.
New plan, guys. New game plan.
All right. Well, you guys.
Left for mayor.
All right. House is on fire. Lena's screaming for herself for mayor, and we will see what happens next time then on Sunday.
Sounds like fun. All right.
All right, guys. Well, this is fun. I'm gonna go ahead and save real quick. Does everyone have anything that they? I don't know if you guys are even using the other notes, but okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and save. See ya. Alright guys, thanks for popping in. I'm gonna exit out of this game real quick here. Saving the game like 3 times because I'm worried that it wouldn't save. Go ahead and jump out. Sweet. That was a... Len for mayor, that's right. Just gonna take it all down. Sweet. Alright, give me 1 second, guys.
Basic throw. The next gen stats are
Ads. Alright, cool. We going to go raid a friend Samwise real quick. Pop over and say, hey, she's playing some Bloodborne. If anyone wants to see that, she actually makes a guide for Bloodborne because she knows all the stuff and I know none of the stuff. So, cool. Alright, we are going to pop over. Thanks guys for stopping in. We'll see you next Sunday if you come back for more D&D.